Hi, it's been a long, hot summer here in the Coachella Valley. Fortunately, I was gone for a few months of that, but I came back and it was still well over 100 degrees. All through August, it was even above 110 for the most part and reaching to 117 degrees. That means that a lot of things in the garden die. So here in the Coachella Valley, in the low desert, which is only 100 miles from the Mexican border, we really have to either plant complete desert hardy species or make sure that we utilize our microclimates and move all of our pots and things that are going to be more susceptible to heat damage into what I call a survival huddle. And I can show you my survival huddle right over here. Yeah, so I have a nice olive tree and it provides really great shade. And this is on the northeast side of my property. So I have some plumerias and a Meyer lemon in a pot growing behind there, and also you can see some sweet potatoes growing and vining out of a pot there on the ground. But today I'm revitalizing my garden towers. And so, my whole gardening effort is sort of a mess right now. But I worked really hard over the last 6 weeks growing and sprouting my seeds, and they're all looking really good. And so I'm going to be planting today. All summer I've been working on my worm tower because, I couldn't leave my worms outside. So when I was traveling, even I took my worms with me on the road. So they're very well traveled worms. But you can see that they really need protection because right now it's probably about 85 degrees outside, but because of this plastic, even under the shade, the plastic top is about 100 degrees. Now inside, I don't know, I bought a bunch of these little plastic thermometers and I'm putting them everywhere. So I'll be able to see what the temperature is inside, but these have been living inside my house and traveling with me, so I've been keeping them very cool. So I just revitalized the soil. I took both of my garden towers apart and I put the soil here so that it could get solarized. And I'm checking the temperature underneath this pile. So pretty much what I'm going to have to do is spread this pile out if I want to use this soil, because this soil, it needs to be pasteurized before I can use it again. Although, I've done a really good job at creating habitat inside the tower garden. It's got the worms that live here that I actually took out for the summer and put them in there. So, but the worms will go back in here, and they really do a great job of inoculating the soil and keeping out any would-be nasty bad pathogens. It's a pretty good little ecosystem there. But still in all, I'm revitalizing, I'm pasteurizing the soil. So what I'm going to have to do is spread this soil out because down in there it's still 80 degrees. On the top it's getting over 100, 110 at the hottest part of the day. So I just need to spread it out. In fact, I'm going to move it over here to a more sunny area on this concrete that is really an amazing piece of thermal mass if you're trying to heat things up. It gets really, really hot. So this surface temperature could reach, 130, 140 degrees. And all that's going to go into pasteurizing my soil and getting it ready to put back into the garden tower. But as you can see, all my pots, everything perished and baked in the hot summer sun. This is my cage that I made for my garden towers, because when I put these nice little succulent seed starts in there, a lot of things come from the larger environment. In fact, this is right behind me is just pretty much, desert, but things climb over the fence. We have, desert rats, we have birds, we have even rabbits, although I've never seen a rabbit in here because I don't think they can get through. But a lot of things want to eat my plants. And I've worked for 6 weeks trying to grow these from seeds. So I'm going to protect them. I'm going to put my garden towers, I have 2 of them. Once that one gets built, they're going to go in there at nighttime. and then I'll be rolling them around the backyard here. It's all paved, which is good for some things and not so good for other things, but it's what I've got right now. So I can roll them around, and I can roll them around to different microclimates. And you know, so like I said, I bought all of those little thermometers, and today I've been measuring what is the temperature in different places of the property. So if we look right here, this is right here in the sun. This is already measuring over 120 degrees right here, and I think it's because of the way that the sun is hitting it and the thermal mass, and you know, this is really hot. So I believe that that's 120. But if we go right over here under the good olive tree in the survival huddle, here we've got a cool 90, and 90 sounds hot to most people, but boy, am I cool right now after being standing out in the sun. What other temperature do I have? I have a ambient temperature right here, just over 80 degrees, you know, that's kind of more shaded for the worm tower. So that's what I'm doing today, and I'm just having a really, really lovely time with my little plants and being able to grow some food for myself and my family, and you know, recycling. Because one of the really wonderful things that I love about the garden tower is that the vermicomposting is right in the center, so I can do a lot of vermicomposting right there. But I found last year that I didn't have even enough space, even with 2 garden towers, to compost all of the green waste that I had, just the kitchen scraps, you know, not any big yard waste, but the kitchen food scraps. So hence, you know, I bought the worm tower, which I'm going to be taking a lot of that compost out now and putting it into here, into the little pockets. And as I build the other garden tower up, I'll have a lot of really nutrient dense compost to go in there and to feed my plants. So it's a very multifunctional system in that I'm composting, it's feeding the plants. I'm growing over 50 plants in each tower garden. Usually I get about 70 in each one, because I interplant a lot of things, a lot of companion plantings, so that things can really grow well together. But the other thing is look at this. It harvests the water. So if I overwater, all that nutrient dense water dumps right into the bucket, and then I just use that and I take it back and I water the top again. Oh, here's another thermometer. Let's see, I'm trying to see what it's going to be like for the worms once I put them in there, because I don't want them to get too hot. Let's see. Yeah, inside there it's only 80 degrees. So I think, and it's going to be even cooler once I get the plants there, because they're going to start shading. They're going to start shading that even more. So it's all a work in progress. And thanks for watching, and I'll be showing you more as I get more things done. Have a great day.